shit you never saw before. These niggas chasing me like waterfalls. Keeping on my truck, look like friends. What's up, guys? It's your sister. Hope you guys can hear me well. It's your sister, jessacouplethingspod. Thank you so much for coming into my Love Island live. Hold on. I want to make sure my microphone is on. Is the microphone on? Is the microphone on? We haven't done a live in a minute. Y'all know I have been filming a movie. I am officially wrapped as of today. We wrapped earlier today, so I'm back in action, child. Welcome to Black Women's, it's my birthday, Black Women's Month. It's my birthday month, Black Women's Month. Welcome to that. July 6th, baby, over here. If you guys have a birthday this month, drop down in the comments, let me know. Also, let me know where y'all are watching this from. What else? Oh, birthday present for me. Please, if you want to give me a birthday present, just right now, go to Apple Music right now. Look up jessacouplethingspod. I have a new song called Money. Go ahead and download it, play it. Go to Spotify, find jessacouplethingspod. I have a new song called Money. Download it, play it. And the video drops tomorrow. I think it's going to drop at midnight, but for sure, it'll be tomorrow. Thank you. Does this still work? I'm trying to okay. July 9th. Yes. Thank you. What's up, Texas? Okay, 7/24, Leo. July 21st. I think you're still a Cancer. Guyana, New York in the building, Toronto, okay, South Carolina. All right. Martinique. I look forward to visiting Martinique one day. Boston, oui. July 28th was good. Oh, Canada. Oh my God, I have Haitian sisters in London. You know, I want to go to London before the summer's over, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Also, I want to go to Italy before the summer's over. I had tried the side note. I'm going to try again, but I was trying to finesse Lauren and Cameron into doing a baby moon in Italy. I don't know if they're going to do that. Cause I was like, can I come? But you know, you can't go on people's baby moon. But I'm I'm weird like that. I'm weird like, can I come? But those are two places I want to go before the year is over. Kingston, Jamaica, LA, Oklahoma, New Jersey, France. Yes, Canadian and Miami-Dade. Period. Montreal, Guadeloupe. Niger, my Niger sister. Lord, the comments are moving fast. Okay. From time to time, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pin your comments. And honestly, at the end of this, please let me know if this is a good idea. But I would love to get some callers. I would love to at least get 5 callers. I have a lot of thoughts about tonight. I have a lot of thoughts about Love Island tonight. We're gonna get into it. Love Island episode 26. Let's jump right on in. Not out, but in. Let's jump right on in. I have a lot of thoughts. And I need to pull my notes. Sorry if it looks like I'm digging in my nose, but I'm actually just doing this. But anyway, like the live. Please like the live. Share this live with someone. Leave me a comment. And of course, I'm going to save the live so you can comment on it later on. But I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. So this episode, it leaves us at, I feel like it's the nighttime. You don't know nighttime. It's the nighttime after. It's the night after Huda pulled Shelly to talk about the challenge. Okay, we know the challenge really It pissed off Shelly. It actually pissed everybody off. If you watch my reviews, I've shown like just the footages of everybody's reactions to Huda on top of Ace, right? It just didn't sit right with anybody. But it did piss off Shelly. And I asked in my last review, you know, did Huda do too much or did Shelly overreact? And, you know, I kind of saw a split. Some of y'all feel like Huda didn't do too much. That this is a challenge. And some of y'all feel like you know, Shelly overreacted. But then there's some of y'all who are like, listen, like Shelly has had a lot of patience with Huda. She's one of the OG girls. She's been there. She's seen all the bullshit that Huda has done in the villa. She's let a lot of shit slide. And she's just at her wit's end with Huda. And some of y'all did notice how during the challenge that even as Shelly and Chris were getting up, that Huda was still doing her midnight ballerina dance, and she was turning around and she was commencing to put her booty cheeks in Ace's face. Like, so who knows? A lot of obviously it was cut. They had to edit a lot of things out. And I'm really happy that people are following this show and really looking at editing, just really looking at editing and like, wait a minute, this was cut off, that was cut. Where were y'all when I was on reality television? Where were y'all? Where were y'all when I was doing on reality television? So y'all can see how things can easily be made to look like something else. Okay? Like, but also too, everything doesn't make the cutting room. Like a lot of things get left on the floor in the cutting room. So depending on how you look at things, basically, reality television is not always reality because you don't really get to see the full story a lot of times, period. Even Pepe. Here's how I judge that Huda. I'm of the mind that Huda really did do too much. The men said it. Like usually men will be like, yeah, man, it's not that deep. Pepe said it. Pepe was like, this was not no damn challenge. This was more than a challenge. And even the following day, the men in the villa were still telling Ace that shit was too much. My only gripe with the whole Huda Ace, you know, that whole thing was I feel like Ace didn't get enough heat. Later on, Shelly does start to give him some heat, but then he starts to, well, you double back on Chris. We know that conversation. I just feel like the men didn't give Ace enough heat for me. I feel that Ace is very, very competitive and he was very desperate to win the challenge. And for what? And for what? Nobody was going to win a date. It's not going to put the $100,000 in your pocket. You know, it's just he's very much desperate to win. And instead of just owning that, it was like, oh, well, you double back on Chris, whatever. So anyway, we do know that Huda wanted to speak to Shelly, and Shelly was like, I don't want to speak to you. I don't want to speak to you. I'm angry right now. I'm annoyed, and I would rather not say anything out of anger. Let's have a conversation tomorrow. And what did Huda do? She went on to cry to the other islanders and tell them that Shelly did not want to speak to her, which that was not true. That was not true. You had Amaya there comforting her. And in my mind, I'm just like, watching Amaya these last couple episodes comfort Huda, I cannot wait for movie night. Because Love Island, this was cute, but give me movie night. Bum movie night. Bum move him. Bum move him. Hey, don't piss me off. Don't piss. Pop them fashe. Pop them fashe. Give me motherfucking movie night. Give me motherfucking movie night. Because I need to see Amaya's face when she hears how Huda talked about her. I need to see Iris's face when she hears how Huda was talking about her. I need to see Sierra's face when she hears how Huda was talking about her. I think there are some women in the villa who are just completely unaware of how this woman, how this girl, who's a girl's girl. I don't think Iris is a girl's girl. The girl's girl. I need them to hear how the girl's girl was talking about the girls, who she was girling. I want the girls to hear how the girl who was girling them was talking about them down to the villa. I need to see that. I need that ASAP. So let's get into it. Let me see. We start this episode. Okay, Shelly wasn't really talking to nobody in the villa, period. She didn't feel like talking. I don't blame her. You had Brian that pulled Jaden for a chat. What did y'all think about Brian pulling Jaden? I don't see that going nowhere. That's my personal opinion. I feel that Brian was gung-ho for Andrina. He was very happy to come back into the villa. In that first conversation that they had when they sat down, Andrina immediately told that man, so anyways, I know I take you back to the villa, but I want this opportunity to speak to everyone. Papi, cha 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 cha. Cha 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 cha. I want to take a moment to speak to everybody. Okay? I want to explore. Everybody in there, Christopher Columbus exploration phase. And I'm just like, bitch, this is episode 26. Motherfuckers is still fucking exploring. Hello? We still exploring? Andrina, that was a bad move on your part. Then she thought she was gonna get Pepe, and Pepe was like, listen, you know Dominican, you black. I'm so sorry. Okay. That Cuban jumped the fuck out. Okay. We do know, yes, that Pepe has been in Spain for a minute, but that man is Cuban after all. Okay. After all, he's I will bo. Okay. If y'all know the dynamics between different Latino communities, you know them white Cubans think they are Caucasian. Okay. And white women with blonde hair, that's Pepe's type. When Andrina was in the damn green screen, oh, Pepe, Pepecito, Pepe Papi, Pepe Caca, it's just my time. It's just my time. I'm here to let your ass know, your black ass is not his time. You know his time. And I like Pepe in the villa, but let's just keep it a buck. That motherfucker like women from the mountains, the mountains of Caucasus. That's what he like. That's what he looking for. So you fucked up with Brian. So now Brian pulls Jaden. I don't see that shit going nowhere. Jaden and Austin, I don't see that shit going nowhere. I've said in every review, I do not understand how Austin is still here. And I'm so happy that was brought up tonight. I don't know how he's still here. It is so clear that he's a knitter. A knitter! 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 No! I'm not understanding why we still got the knitter in the villa. Okay, let's move on. Who was next? Okay, so Nick and Huda speak, right? One thing about Nick, he gon' I know I give Aster for Columbus a lot of flack. I know I give Midget Mike a lot of flack, but him and Nick are the same person. Because Nick is just as diabolical, if not more. In one minute, Nick will literally sit down with Huda and somewhat like comfort her, right? Like comfort her. But then also what I do like about him is he will tell her the truth. And when he sat down with her, he said, listen, like you actually did cross the line. You crossed the line. And, Huda started talking about, well, I don't know how I could cross the line in Shelly's mind. And she starts to make things about Shelly. And I had an epiphany. I just had an epiphany that honestly, Huda's issue with Shelly is that Shelly don't gotta do nothing but just be Shelly. Okay? You have to cry, you have to manipulate, you have to seduce, You have to scheme. You got to gaslight. You got to love bomb. Did I already say cry? You got to cry. You cry all the time. And even with all those tactics, Shelly got 2 pancakes. You got 1. Shelly got flowers. You got none. The fact that she made that shit into a poem when she walked over to Chris, you gave her 2 pancakes. You gave me 1. You gave her flowers. You gave me none. She's so bothered. And even when you go back to that conversation, because I went back and I watched that conversation with her and Chris, and she said, you know, would it make things better if I were ugly? And it's like, are you slick trying to call Shelly ugly? I know that's not what we're trying to do. Are you slick trying to call Shelly ugly? Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I'm sorry, like, those are 2 different face cards. And I'm gonna say Shelly's card never declines. Shelly's face card never declines. And also, too, I said this on my threads. I'm not sure if I said this in my last review, but I'm gonna say it here. Watching Huda activate her white women tears, and before I even continue, I had somebody on threads. Oh, she's Palestinian. So the fuck what? I don't give a fuck if she was from Palestine. I don't give a fuck if she was from Korea. I don't give a fuck if she was from India. She's still activating white women tears because she does it when she has something going on with the black women. When she can't get her way with Olandra, she cried that second episode. And now she's doing the same thing with Shelly. She didn't cry when it came to Iris. She didn't cry when it came to Sierra. White women tears. She does it for the black girls, the black women. And that's another thing too that really bothers me when I see black women dissecting this show and saying certain things about the black women on the show, when you literally have had Huda be able to activate white women tears every time she has a back and forth with a black woman that doesn't go her way. Black women, we need to cry more. Like, I put this on my threads. I was like, we need to cry more. We need to activate our tears more. We need to weaponize our tears more. Because I guarantee you, if Shelly cried, but then again, one of my friends, Annie, she was like, plot twist, it doesn't work for us. And she ain't lying. She ain't lying. Because was it my last review or the one before then? When Olandra cried in front of Taylor did not even give her a shoulder to cry on. So that's just the story of black women, right? Other women of other races don't give a fuck. Black women gonna look at you and not give a fuck. Black men gonna look at you and not give a fuck. That's just the story of a black woman. But anyway, I do feel like she has this underlying jealousy when it comes to Shelly, because Shelly don't gotta do all that. You got Ace, who's cooking up, 3-course meals for her. And then left and right, Shelly has had men fighting over her this entire experience. Huda hasn't had that. Huda has not experienced that. And she's supposed to be the baddie. She's supposed to be the baddie. She goes into these challenges. She does the ballerina dance, which is so funny. That dance that she does, that's so Miami stripper coded. That's so black women coded. Shout out to the black women's during Black Women's. It's my birthday month, Black Women's Month. She does all that and no man fights over her. But Shelly, that has been her experience this entire time. And one more thing about Shelly too that I want to say, because I see a lot of y'all will say things like, oh, Shelly has a point with Ace, but she not listening to Ace. She got to wrap it up before she lose Ace. No, she don't got to wrap it up. I can tell some of y'all are not used to having a roster. Shelly has a roster. She's used to having men and women at her beck and call. She's used to that. She's used to that. So much so when you hear her conversation with Chris's whack ass, because I'm finna whack your ass later on. When he was like, "Oh, you know that Stevie Wonder song, My Sherry Amore. I want to remix it and put My Shelly Amore." And Shelly was like, "Oh my God, really?" And he was like, "Have you ever had somebody write songs for you?" And she was like, "Yeah." Since everybody's clocking things these days, did y'all clock that? Have you ever had somebody write a song for you? Yeah. Yeah. Shelly is used to having a roster. Okay. So if Shelly loses Ace or Shelly loses Chris, she will be fine. She got brand deals waiting on. All these girls have brand deals waiting on them. They in here fighting for these motherfuckers in the villa who ain't worth shit. When they come out the villa, them girls will be just fine. But Shelly, please understand, Shelly will be the finest. Shelly Timari Manushka, Jean-Pierre Francois Jedonnet, she will be just fine. Just fine. Ooh. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Andrina told the girls that Pepe friend zoned her, and Amaya said, "Fuck Pepito, he's fucking weird." What did y'all think about Amaya saying that about Pepito? Because I saw people on threads saying, "Oh, Pepe and Amaya should get together and win it all," right? And I was like, I remember that moment between Pepe and Amaya when Pepe first got into the villa. Remember? If you've been watching my reviews, when Pepe got into the villa and Amaya was like, so you're Cuban, you're from Spain. Do you talk Spanish? And he was like, I speak Spanish. Now, here's the thing. Some people could look at that moment and be like, hey, he just merely corrected her grammar. I looked at that moment and I saw a white Cuban being very condescending to a Dominican. That's what I saw. All I saw was I will vote. That's all I saw. All I saw was this. Donald Trump. Okay. All I saw was this. We will vote for Donald Trump. That's all I saw. And if you notice, you don't really hear them speak, like you don't really see them speak to each other like that again. Just saying. So I think from that moment on, she was like, oh, fuck that nigga. Like, fuck you, period. Iris and TJ hit soul ties. And I think whatever. What happened? Oh, it was nighttime. Iris and TJ hit soul ties so they could go hunch in peace. What y'all think? Do y'all think Iris and TJ was hunching down the soul ties? I think they was hunching down the soul ties. And Sierra and Nick, who have no respect for anyone, they were hunching in the room. Y'all could have went to the I think it was the hideaway or something. Y'all could go to somewhere. Y'all go to Speak Easy. No, y'all continuously choose to hunch in a room full of people, and you could see Taylor's wide eyes, like, what the fuck going on? They can hear you. Like, please spare everybody them 40 seconds. Okay, please. Okay, so what was next? What was next? The next morning, Zach brought Amaya breakfast. Mr. Thailand brought Amaya breakfast. Ace brought Shelly breakfast, and he bought her a whole damn tree trunk. Zach also brought Olandria breakfast, and that did bring up something to me, which was, do y'all feel that Olandria owes Amaya a conversation when it comes to Zach? I'm sorry. Let me look at some of these comments. My bad, y'all. Mr. Thailand. Oh yes, I did. I saw the Sierra stuff, and remind me to get to Sierra when we get to her later on. Remind me to get to Sierra. Do y'all think that Olandra owes Amaya a conversation? Um, Let me see. I wish we could do a poll. No, yes, no, not at all. Yes. Okay, y'all are pretty split. I will say this. I'm kind of on the fence. However, I will say when it was Amaya, she told Olandria immediately. She told Olandria. She did tell her about the kiss. I don't know if she told Olandria about just the conversations, but I will say Amaya spoke to Olandria. Just saying. Just saying. Y'all have been making this shit Friendship Island and friendships. That's what you do. Thank you so much, Dave. Shout out to the black girls for not giving up the cooter cat, unlike the other girls on the show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $4, child. I'm definitely gonna use that for dinner tonight. Period. Finna get me a nice little taco tonight. I'm finna go eat with the Mexicans tonight. It's true though. Shout out to the black women's because none of them have given up their cooter cat. Meanwhile, Sierra, she throwing cooter cat. Huda was throwing cooter cat 3 business days in. Iris throwing cooter cat down to the hideaway or down to the soul ties. The black women's have the cooter cat is closed. So shout out to that. Okay. Amaya had a conversation with Mr. Thailand. How did y'all think? What did y'all think about the conversation she had with Mr. Thailand? So let me just jog you guys' memory with that conversation. She was saying how she basically feels single as fuck because the day before he basically didn't talk to her. And he was like, honestly, I didn't talk to anyone yesterday. I was just sorting my feelings. And she was like, well, you didn't speak to me at all. I feel like you're just bonding with the guys, like you over here talking to the guys, but you're not talking to me. And he did say that sometimes he feels like things are moving fast. In that conversation, he did say that. She kept cutting him off. She did keep cutting him off. I wish Amaya let him talk when they had the conversation, but I understand her point of view. I agree with Amaya, okay? Amaya is over him. I heard Elin is chatting her up now. Yes. Zach is a snooze fest. Wait. Zach and his veneers were weird. I see both sides. Here's the thing. I don't dislike Zach. I don't dislike Zach. I actually feel that when it comes to communication styles, him and Amaya are very similar. She's just more emotional with it because even in this conversation, she starts crying. Amaya does cry a lot in these conversations with these guys. Remember back in Casa when she spoke to Mr. I know Haitian, I'm Puerto Rican, Mr. Pinata, she started crying with him too, right? She does cry a lot. I'm like, Amaya been hanging around Huda a little too much because she's crying a lot in these conversations with these men. Average user, thank you so much for your chat. I don't think it's an issue to give up Kuda Cat, but it feels like Sierra is using it as a way to keep Nick close off. Give Amaya Papaya the 100. Yes, I agree. Give Amaya Papaya the 100K at this point. I do feel like Sierra does weaponize her Kuda Cat against Nick. I do. She definitely weaponizes her Kuda Cat against Nick. But back to Amaya Papaya and Mr. Thailand, I do feel that she cries a lot. She cries a lot. Now, some people will say, oh, she's misunderstood. Some people will say she's too intense. Like she said later on in this episode, she's not for everybody. She's just not for everybody. I think Amaya has very good intentions, but I noticed very quickly the Amaya that walked into the villa is not the same Amaya that we're seeing now. When Amaya first came into the villa, she was so optimistic. She was happy. She was joyful. Like she was ready. And we still see her be joyful. She gets up in the morning and she sings, today is a good day. I'm going to stay. I'm not going to go away. You know what I mean? Like we still see her in her element. But I feel that after that Ace shit, And then Austin, I feel like the men's broke her down. Oh, thank you so much, Asante. I love you too, sister. I feel like the men broke her down, and so you see a woman who's fighting for my life. She's fighting for her life. She's fighting for her life in that villa, but she's doing a damn good job. Thank you so much, Maya. Elon and Amaya. Hold on. Is it Elon or Olandria? Olandra and Amaya did have a conversation. There was a photo posted on Twitter, but of course, producers cut it out. The producers are the real sus. Okay, with the edit. So apparently they did have a conversation. Okay, that sounds like Olandra, because I feel like Olandra will have a conversation. She will tell you the truth. All right. But yeah, I don't think that Mr. Thailand is a villain, because in this conversation, he did try to tell her his real feelings. She did keep cutting him off. I understand her. But also I think we have to be fair and give men space to communicate their feelings too. That way we can grapple with the reality of what they're saying and their actions sooner. Olandria, that's for you. We're gonna get to you in a minute. Amaya is still neurospicy. That's all. Yeah, just a little neurospicy. Yeah, I think so too. Thank you so much for that chat. Okay. We did see a moment where Huda was like, y'all, I got some shit to tell y'all. And she tells Olandria and Andrina that she kissed Chris. And I just remember thinking, not the guy that she told Shelly she was bringing into the villa for her. I wasn't shocked. They were hanging out, so whatever, but okay. Thank you so much, Shy. Sorry, Amaya is misunderstood. She constantly checks in with her connections on how they're feeling, though. So I understand her frustrations when the men she's with say one thing and actions don't match. I definitely agree with that. I agree with that. Thank you so much. Let me see. All right, so let's just jump in. There was a lot of different conversations that happened, but let's just jump right on in to the standing on business of it all, right? They get a text, it's time to stand on business, and now everybody heads to the fireplace, right? So mind you, this happens, and Shelly and Huda still haven't had a conversation. So anyway, stand on business. Austin is up first. He gets his cards. And hold on before I continue. Thank you so much, Mani. I also think everyone is forgetting about when Amaya went off on Shelly about Ace. Everyone gets a redemption arc, grace, except for Olandra and Shelly. Absolutely true. Because I was definitely when I was doing my reviews, I was like, girl, I will leave me a balen. So anyway, Mr. Our Boat was up first. Austin is up first, okay? Mr. Red Hat is up first. His first card said, I don't know how you've made it this far. Have I not said this in every Love Island review? I just want to check in. If you watch my reviews, side note, I was on set. I wrapped up filming from my movie, and then I had to go film something else today. It's really good. I had to go film on set of a very popular show today. And the lead makeup artist came up to me. She was like, girl, so what you doing over here? We ain't getting no Love Island review. She was like, mind you, sis sees me working. She didn't give a fuck. She was like, girl, where's the episode 26? We need that now. I was like, just fuck the fact that I'm at work with you. But literally, I have been saying this in every fucking review. Thank you so much, Damon. There's a clip where Huda tells Shelly before Casa coupling up with that Chris wants to explore connection with her. Huda would be open to it. Shelly said that's a great idea and she would love that. Yes. Did you also see the fact that Shelly gave a side eye? She gave a side eye to that. Shelly's thing has always been, you say one thing, you do the other thing. You say this, but you do this. You say this, but you do this. When it was your connection, it was off limits for us. Go to somebody who doesn't have a connection. That's Shelly's point. Even if Huda didn't tell her she was bringing Chris into the house, into the villa, that's Shelly's point. Thank you so much for your chat. Jabe, Amaya cries, but she stands her ground with the clown ass niggas, with the clown ass guys immediately every time and tells them to fuck off. The other girls can take notes from her. Exactly. Period. But anyway, I have been saying this for weeks. Why is Austin still in this villa? And then Andrina raised her hand and she was like, I wrote it. And she also said, you know, aside from that, I just feel like you bring nothing to whatever table you're at. You just bring nothing. And she used the perfect example. I said, okay, Andrina, clock in, prima. Because baby, I don't understand how he's been able to get this far. When he was in the triangle with Shelly and Ace, he was so butthurt about Ace, but he never did anything astounding for Shelly. He would always mope, Shelly, I really like you, and then let's meditate. What was up with the meditations? That wasn't meditating. Hello? Hello? Is the microphone on? Hello? Hello? He was never bringing nothing. And even now, with the girl that he's with, Miss Shoes in the pool, what do you see her doing for? What do you see him doing for her? What do you see Austin doing for Jaden? There was a scene in the episode before where he told Jaden, you sleep on your stomach a lot. And can you change that? And then can you please scratch my back to sleep? The knitter! 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 No! I don't understand how this man is still here. All right. Sierra's up next. The first letter said Sierra and Nick. Sierra and Nick. Do y'all not know how to be quiet in the bedroom? And she was like, you know, we do our best to stay respectful. Fuck y'all. And it was like, yeah, no, that answer wasn't good enough for me. Sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you know, that's why I know, well, shit, I'm old. I'm way too old for Love Island, baby. I'm about to be 53 this year. I'm too old for this shit. Okay. At the tender age of 63, 64, I can't do Love Island. But I know even in my 20s, I would have had to get up from my bed and go to your bed and say, bitch, what the fuck is you doing? Take your ass over to Soul Ties. Don't nobody want to hear booty slapping. Don't nobody want to smell your coochie air. We got to smell Cuda Cat air. What? Hello? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay. Then there was a question from Pepe. He was like, listen, I ain't putting anonymous. I'm writing a motherfucking question. I'm saying, and I'm signing off on it. And he was like, what was up with your decision to send Hannah home? What was up with your decision to send Hannah home? Mind you, back when Hannah was sent home, Amaya did not have a connection in the house, right? Amaya didn't have a connection in the house. Iris had just started off with TJ. And her whole reasoning was, well, Hannah had already explored 2 connections. And we just felt like, but also we just felt like she was not willing to really explore. Like she went from Mr. Beans and Toast to Pepe, but she was not really exploring. I felt like that answer was a bunch of BS. That was a bunch of BS. You're the same woman who saved Huda, who has not really explored. Huda has been forced to explore because of Jeremiah's leaving. But Huda has not, she wasn't exploring anything. She was bullying y'all to not talk to Jeremiah. And also, Sierra, you have not explored either. Let's just keep it a bean. Let's keep it a stack. The moment you got with Nicolas, you start throwing that coup de cat. Anytime Nick even looks at somebody, you throwing coup de cat. You know, Olandra and I, you know, we coupled up, you know, because we both got saved. You threw the coup de cat. After the challenge, when the same challenge where you told Nick not to kiss, I would hate for you to kiss, you know, someone that you've had a connection with. Oh, wait, hold on. Ermina, don't call me slow. I would have chosen Hannah too. Yeah, I'm in my calling people slow era. I've just been calling people slow left and right. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much, Ermina. But why would you have chosen Hannah? I'm going to tell you why. Because just like Sierra, you didn't fuck with Hannah. The girls didn't have a close relationship with Hannah. Hannah was just busy spit shining her cootie cat at night for Pepe Pepecito. Hannah really was just in her own world. She woke up this morning after spit shining her coochie all night. Now she eating grits. And poor Pepecito is still sad about it. Because now he's had to be with Diet Hannah. Let's just keep it a buck. Grayson, she just looks like Hannah. That's really what's keeping her with Pepe. That's it. So he's like, yeah, y'all, you sent my spit shine coochie home, and your reasoning for it is some bullshit. And also, by Sierra's own reasoning, Sierra shouldn't be in the villa anymore then. She shouldn't be in the villa anymore then. Period. Those are my feelings. I think her explanation was full of shit. Full of shit. So by her logic, I feel that Sierra should be taken away from the villa then. Thank you so much, Dog Girl Vendetta. You said the Hannah send-off was the same as Andrea's send-off last season. Amaya was the Janae for last season. That's true. That's true. Yeah, she just y'all just didn't. You know what I don't like about Friendship Island, because that's what they're making Love Island be. It's really Friendship Island this season. Just stand on. The game is literally stand on business. You know what standing on business is for me? Is telling the truth with your entire chest. What we gonna do? Beat you up? What we gonna do? Jump you? We not gonna jump you. Just tell the truth. We weren't close to that girl like that. I'm sorry, Pepe. We had closer bonds with Amaya. We had closer bonds with Iris. We just really didn't fuck with Hannah like that. Tell the fucking truth. Damn. All that pussy ass whole shit. That be getting on my nerves. Okay, Amaya Papaya is next, right? So first and foremost, she got a snoring allegation. And Chris was like, listen, your snoring be waking me up. And she said, that's just me singing, period. Not you singing through your nostrils. What? That shit was funny. The next card. You cry more than needed. You move fast with everyone. And I remember thinking, she cries more than needed. Does she cry more than Huda? Y'all have made so many concessions for Huda all these weeks. All she do is cry. Why can't Amaya cry? Listen, do I think Amaya cries a lot? Absolutely. Absolutely. But when I see all the excuses and the shifting that has happened for Huda crying, just say I don't fuck with you. Again, stand on business. Just say I don't fuck with you. Like, it's just Maggie, Shelly, Olandra, and Sierra losing so many subs. Yeah, I saw that, and I think people are insane for that. Oh, hold on. Let me double back to Sierra. So Sierra, they're accusing Sierra of being a racist. Sierra made a comment like, somebody has to remind me exactly what the comment is. But that Sierra said something about she wanted to do something to her hair or a certain style to her hair. And then she said, please, hey, no Asian hate over here. No Asian hate over here. I'm just reiterating what she said. I'm not saying this to offend Asian people. Please don't come for me, please. Because I will send your ass right back to where the fuck you came from. But she says something like, when I do this style, when I do this, that it does make my eyes look chinky. She said something like that. Something like that. Botox. Thank you. Someone said that something about when she does Botox that it makes her eyes look chinky or something like that. I'm not Asian, so it's not my place. But I mean, I've heard people say that before, like if you have slanted eyes, you know, sometimes my eyes will look slanted. I mean, I haven't used that word in a long time, but I've said it before just for that, like to be like, oh yeah, it does make me. I didn't realize that that was racist. Again, I don't use that word. I feel like I feel like probably I stopped using it probably back in college. I don't know. Like I haven't felt the need to use that shit. Um, I don't know. I didn't know that to be honest, it shocked me that she's being called racist for that. Again, I'm not Asian. I don't know what the boundaries are for using that word. But I thought when I saw the post, I thought she just meant it makes my eyes look slanted. I don't know. Drop in the comments and let me know what you think. You know, nowadays I let me give you guys a quick story. Let me give you guys a quick story. I just shot a film, right? And the script supervisor on the film was an Asian, right? And there was one day where the Asian woman came. I was struggling with getting a line out, right? And the line was blah 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 blah. He beats niggas up. He beats niggas up for a living. But I kept struggling with saying the N-word. So I'm in the scene. I kept struggling with it. And the Asian lady now, she comes up to me and she says, Jessie, the line is he beats niggas for fun. She says this. This was last week. She says this, right? And I'm thinking, so Bobby, I don't know if y'all watch Wildin' Out, but Bobby J, he's in the movie with me. He was like, can you come back over here? He said, I don't think she heard what you just said. And she said, the line is he beats niggas. Niggas. She said it again. Like, so bitch, when she said it, I literally fell to the fucking floor. Like, I fell to the floor. I'm like, Bobby, what do we do? Like, do we confront her? Like, she's the script supervisor. Like, I don't think she's like, you know what I mean? I don't think she's meaning it that way, but we did call her back and she said, I apologize. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I just wanted you to get, and I said, okay, because she apologized. She apologized. So do I want Asians using that word around me? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Even if I'm on set and you're the supervisor of the script and the script has that word. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's why I feel like I don't know if I would call Sierra a racist for that. I don't know if maybe she understands that that's not a word that you should use. Just saying. I don't think she understands that. That's not me making excuses for her. I'm just saying, I don't know if she knows that that's a word that she should use. Now, aside from that, though, a lot of people are unfollowing Sierra because apparently the girl who is, okay, thank you. Somebody just, as I'm saying it, Sierra is friends. Thank you so much, Baby J. Sierra is friends with Brooke Shayfield, who has said the N-word and mocked black people. Okay. So a lot of people are unfollowing her because of that. And I think that the girl that is running her socials is also being a little racist too. So listen, I'm not here to defend. I'm just saying, I think there's some times when words do get used and it might not be really that intent. That's just my personal opinion. However, also, I do feel like when I do watch Sierra, I think something that's turning people off with Sierra is just the fact that I feel like she is very, very, um, yeah, I think there's nuance. I'm just trying to be fair. Like I don't give a fuck about this lady. We're just having a chat. We're talking about it. I'm just trying to be fair about it. I don't want to just be like, oh, fuck her, she's racist. I feel like if you call somebody racist, that is a very serious label. Okay. When I call somebody racist, it's because I truly, you have exhibited that. So if the Asian community feels that, then the Asian community feels that, point blank, period. Let me just make that point. If the Asian community feels that that word is a slur and that word is derogatory, period, don't fucking use the word, point blank, period. The same way I feel that Asian people should not use the N-word, but the same way I feel that non-Black people shouldn't use the N-word. I feel strongly about that. So that's that on that. The IDK, I don't care if she raised. Thank you. We had a whole Mexican rapper saying the N-word. It went viral recently where Cleotrapa, literally, she was the only Black woman on the podcast. It was the Angela Yee podcast. Cleotrapa was the only one to say, why you shouldn't be using that word. I'm paraphrasing, but she's like, why using that word? And he was like, well, what you gonna do? Beat me up? And do you know, there was one day where I just fell into this rabbit hole of other Black people calling Cleotrapa a tether. Well, first of all, who are you to patrol the N-word? You're not even Black American. You're Nigerian. Xenophobic. The xenophobia was jumping out. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, anyway, if you feel it is racism, it is racism. Asians, to the Asian community. If you feel that it is racism, it is racism. Okay. Amaya Papaya. Okay. So somebody was saying, okay, back to what I was saying. Somebody was saying that she cries a lot and that she cries more than needed. And I was saying, y'all weren't saying the same thing for Huda, and Huda weaponizes her tears. I have yet to see the men tell Huda, can you please stop weaponizing your tears? But the men had all this heat for Amaya for her tears. I just thought that was very, very fucking weird. I thought that was very, very fucking weird. Also, what was it? And she was like, ooh, God forbid I'm a sensitive gangster. Ooh, Amaya has given us so many one-liners. That girl's gonna come out this villa rich as fuck. She says that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Somebody consider it a weakness. I consider my tears my strength. Period. Period. But then you had Ace jump in, and this motherfucker is still holding on to the babe thing. And when he jumps in, then you had Zach jump in. And I just didn't like that. And then you had Austin jump in. And here was my thing with Austin. Out of all of them, I know a lot of people didn't like Zach jumping in. I didn't like Zach jumping in either. But remember, because she was like, well, you had ample time to tell me. He did try to tell you. He did. He did. Let's just be fair when it comes to Zach. He did. He did. He did try to tell you. You didn't want to hear it. Okay. Do I feel like he should have did it right then and there? No. I think that when you're in a couple, whatever you have to say to that person that you're in a couple with, keep it between you and that person, especially on Love Island. Keep it between you and that person, because if you don't keep it between you and that person, other people can weaponize it against the person that you're with. And also later on, they can weaponize it against you. We saw that a lot in that game. So I think Zach should have just shut the fuck up. It wasn't your place to say that. And then what else happened? But yeah, then Austin jumped in. And before he did that, though, Brian jumped in, and Brian was like, yo, we're Hispanic. Like, we're Hispanic. Like, in our culture, babe, like, that's just how you talk. That's just what it is. And it's true. It's very, very true. I grew up in Miami. I grew up around a lot of Latino people, whether it was Cuban, whether it was Dominican, whether it was Puerto Rican, whether it was Venezuelan, like Colombian. That's how they talk. Like, literally, men will greet other men, papo, papi, papo, what's up, papo, papo. Like, they have these nicknames for each other, these endearing nicknames for each other. Mind you, you just met. Grown man, seen another grown man. Hey, papi. Hey, papo. I saw that all the time. So I did like that Brian stood up for that. And Amaya has already explained that. So I didn't understand why that became a topic again, Ace. But then later on, you have Austin that jumps in. And I'm so happy she chewed his ass the fuck up, because what I didn't like about Austin was this. Again, going back in my previous reviews, Amaya's first full day in the villa, he made out with Amaya. He was forming a secret relationship with Amaya while he was like pressing Shelly about Ace. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember that? He was literally forming a secret relationship with Amaya while he was pressing Shelly about Ace. Right? Then as soon as Ace started mistreating Amaya, then he started doing the same thing. And Amaya so many times asked Austin, are you okay? Are you okay with me? Do I make you uncomfortable? He was never man enough to say anything. This motherfucker is 6'8", never man enough to tell her the truth. But now here we are at this messy male game, and now all of a sudden you want to let your balls hang. No, shut the fuck up. Keep the same energy that you've had this entire time. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I didn't like that. And then I also didn't like how he made a comment to her about, do you get it? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? You know, this is why I didn't want to say anything, because your reaction. And she's like, no, you the one with the veins popping out your motherfucking neck, bitch. Like, don't, hold on. I said it in my review before. I said it again. Austin, too, is very racist. Okay? We already know he's... We already know he's a red hatter. But that conversation that he had with Amaya a couple episodes ago, I told y'all, I feel like he don't fuck with Amaya because she probably got a motherfucking green card. She Dominican. He don't fuck with her. Okay? Them white folks, mind you, most of them be immigrants too. But they hate a person of color being an immigrant. Oh, they hate it. They hate it. They hate it, hate it, hate it. Anyway, I feel like the pile on Amaya was a lot. I did like that Ace got up to go try to console her, and I really wish that Sierra would have let Ace do that. I like that Sierra told Amaya, hey, like, do not let any of the men in this villa tell you how to be yourself. I appreciated that, but I really, really wish she would have let Ace have a moment with Amaya. But Austin is racist. Austin is racist. You know, he's not microaggressive. He's macro. He's macro aggressive. Very much macro aggressive. And you know what's crazy about that whole thing though? He was willing to tongue her down though. And I guarantee you, if Amaya would have threw him some coup de cat, he would have caught it. As uncomfortable as she made him, he would have caught the coup de cat. He would have caught it. Clock that. If she was scratching his back to sleep, he'd be just fine. He'd be just fine. Flo said, Sierra gives brujeria vibes. Not brujeria. It's like she has energy, an energy actually, actually that people trust in. They all wanted a piece of her during the heart rate challenge. Yes, I noticed that too. Everybody wanted to kiss her. Callie, Ace had all that mouth for Austin not being upfront to Amaya. It was quiet as a church mouse when Olandra was crying her soul out in confusion. Yet again, why didn't he have the same heat for Taylor? We're going to get to that. Thank you so much to both of y'all. Pepe was up next. He was accused of playing it safe, you know, with being with Grayson. Honestly, you know, he said he was moving as respectful as he can, as respectfully as he could. But I mean, we all know he don't really like Grayson. Like, we all know this, right? We even heard him earlier in this particular in this particular episode. He told the guys, yeah, it's not there for me. And we also heard her say to the girls that she felt him pull back from her. So y'all took away his spit shine coup de cat. Y'all took away Hannah, and he hasn't been the same ever since. One thing I will say about Grayson is, not Grayson. One thing I will say about Pepe, it really seems that once he's invested, he's invested. Once he's invested, he's invested. So IDK. Ace is up next. Did y'all see how Ace's little ass went up there and flung that motherfucking mailbox the fuck open? Took the motherfucking cards out. Ace was so pissed off. He was reading them cards like he was hooked on phonics. Midget Mike was so upset. Ace for Columbus was so upset. He was reading them cards like he was hooked on phonics. First question. Why don't you just close things off with Shelly? And Amaya raised her hand. She said, I wrote it, you know, and he basically gave a reason that we've heard him say before, that, you know, he feels that closing things off would be a controlling tactic, that he didn't want to do that he wanted to give her a chance to explore. But then I'm like, okay, she's exploring and you're mad. Hello, is the microphone on? Hello? So what is it? Is it Uchi one mic? What is it? What is it? All this could be fixed if he literally told Shelly, hey Shelly, let's close things off. She would say yes. You still just have not picked her. It's like he wants Shelly to do some chasing, and it's like, no, that's just not her MO. That's not her MO. Sorry, Mighty Mouse. So anyway, then I guess Austin wrote a question. I can't remember what the question was, but he was like, you know, he brought the fact that Ace is the one who got Jeremiah out because of Ace's posse, and he was a Jeremiah hater. And Ace was like, what do you mean by that? And Austin just basically reiterated what he said on the card. And Ace then turned to Andrina and said, Andrina, when Jeremiah was in the house, was he laying it on thick to you? And she said, actually, yes. And Ace was like, well, so that's the love bombing that I peeped. I don't think that Jeremiah was a love bomber. I don't. I do think that Ace was definitely a hater of Jeremiah. And listening to Jeremiah's interview, he said that Ace had a bone to pick with him ever since. I always thought it was because Ace didn't get a real shot at Huda, and he felt that Huda and Jeremiah closed both of themselves off, so it fucked up everybody's experience, which I think is a valid point. But what Jeremiah said was that, remember that first night in the villa, the kissing challenge, right? And Shelly went up, kissed all the guys, and she picked Ace. And they became the first couple of Love Island this season. But then Yulisa, the other I will boat, the one that got, thrown out the villa for saying the N-word, that when Julissa went up to Jeremiah and Jeremiah refused to kiss her back, he says that when Jeremiah did that, it forced her to pick him. And so that fucked up his chances of being a couple with Shelly from the jump. When I heard Jeremiah say that, I said, yes. Okay. Yeah. 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 And Yulisa, yes. I said, okay. 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 I can get behind that. I can get behind that. However, Ace throughout the experience has had a chance to pick Shelly over and 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 wouldn't pick her until Casa. And then he picks her post Casa, but keeps throwing in her face that he sent Coco home. Hello? But you want her to explore. She's doing that. Both you and Shelly getting on my nerves at this point. Both of y'all getting on my nerves. Both of y'all getting on my nerves. But so anyway, him and Austin have this back and forth. And to be honest, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Sorry. Activated Ace. He ate Austin the fuck up. He was like, you 6'5". You 6'5", but you pussy. Only one of us is 6'5", one of us is 5'10", but only one of us stands on business. Pussy. He said, fuck you and the crew you claim. Ace for Columbus. Ace Pac Shakur. Now you a goddamn lie. Now let's just, you ate. You ate. But you a goddamn lie. People have already put up the stats. Ariana is 5'4". You're not taller than Ariana. Ace-for Columbus, you are 5'5" at best. And that's no shade. I'm not shading you. I'm team Ace. I'm an Ace apologist. I think he's a menace. I think Ace the Menace is a fucking menace. But that motherfucker's clocked in. He's playing the game. He's playing the game. But let's just keep it a buck. You are 5'5" at best. And I feel that he owned Austin. And rightfully so. Because Austin, you have had ample time. You have had ample time to tell Ace how you felt. And your puss ass never did it until you got to this challenge. So shut the fuck up. Next. Shelly was up. No, who was up? Who was up after Ace? Was it Ace? Okay. Shelly was up. Shelly was asked this from Ace. She was asked, why do you want boundaries for us both in challenges? I thought that was whack to me. That was whack. Again, y'all are a couple. Why the fuck are you bringing this to the fire pit? Both of y'all shut the hell up. Both of y'all shut the hell up. Y'all was getting on my nerves, okay? I don't want to hear it no more. Ace, close things off. If you're not gonna close things off, shut up. Shut up. Both of y'all are getting on my nerves. Then I think some people jumped in, whatever. I don't give a fuck. What was said? I'm trying to think, but then he says he's still exploring. Yeah, what? Oh, Brian. Brian wrote Shelly, and he said this: "Why haven't you spoken to Chris since Casa?" And Shelly said, "I mean, he hasn't spoken to me. The switch up is crazy. You switched up. What did y'all think about that? What y'all think about that?" Like nationwide, I'm on Shelly's side. I'm on Shelly's side with this one. We all saw it. We all saw it. Post that challenge going terribly wrong. Chris was in his green screen, still saying how much he really, really wanted to be with Shelly. Again, remember, he made her 2 pancakes. To go from 2 pancakes to 0 pancakes the next day, these men will tell you, I'm going to pursue you. I'm going to pursue you. And then at the first sign of competition, what happened to you pursuing me? What happened to the pursuit? Shelly had her a nonverbal day. She was pissed off about the whole challenge shit. Ace was pissing her off. Huda was pissing her off. And you know what? That's when Chris took the opportunity to tell Huda, oh, well, I'm going to step back from Shelly. Yeah, because Shelly's not chasing you. Remember, in that conversation with Huda, too, he said, I was not raised to chase. Who the fuck raised you? That be the problem with these men now. You're not raised to pursue a woman? What are we talking about then? Because when it comes to Shelly, she gonna be chased. Period. You went for the easy option. Let's just keep it a buck, right? He gave us some bullshit answer. Let's just keep it a buck. He went for the easy option. What else? What else? Huda wrote a note. She didn't put her name, but she said, what happened to is just a challenge. It's just a challenge. And Huda said, I wrote it. And again, her whole thing is, what happened to is just a challenge. It's just a challenge. Shelly explained herself, but to be honest, I feel like Shelly did not go in enough for me. Shelly said, listen, I used to tell you that when you used to try to tweak off on the bombshells who would come in to the villa. I really wanted in that moment for Shelly to say, you know what, Huda, since you're asking me this question and since you still don't get it, tell Iris what you called her. Tell Iris all the things you said about her. Sierra's right here. Tell her all the things you said about her. Amaya's right there. Tell her all the things you said about her. I feel like because Shelly didn't say that, it didn't land. And so now you have Huda rewriting history. But what happened to it's just a challenge? It was never just a challenge. Not to you. Now it's just a challenge that Jeremiah got kicked off and that that America tried to kick you off. And that we've been trying to vote your ass off. Now it's just a challenge now. I wanted her to say the names. That's why I'm like, this game to me, it was messy, it was cute, but it's not enough. I need movie night. I need movie night immediately so that bitches can be heard. All the bitches, all the puss ass hole, all the soft ass, like I want everybody to hear what this girl was saying about all of them. That's what I want. Okay. Huda was next. A card came in. I feel like Hannah was robbed of her Love Island experience twice while you should have been dumped. It came from Nick. And I'm like, Nick, are you this girl's friend or not? Are you her friend or not? Are you her friend or not? Are you her friend or not? One thing I have to give it up to Nick though is Nick really does stand on business. He has been truthful with he has been trying to get this bitch out. He has. Somebody asked, do you think you're following girl code when it comes to Chris and Shelly's relationship? And she then says, this is Love Island. Nobody owns anybody as long as you're open. You know what the thing was with Huda? You know what the thing was with Huda? Y'all all had ample time to get Huda out the villa. Right? Her last meltdown was probably what, a week and a half ago? Maybe almost 2 weeks ago? Maybe a week, a little over a week. So even though she's rewriting history, we all know she's rewriting history, and we all know that, okay, the Islanders are fed up, but y'all waited too long. Y'all waited too long because now she's able to rewrite history and say things that are true. Nobody does own anybody. Now she's able to use the things that y'all would tell her to calm her down. Now she's able to use that against you. The same girl who didn't respect none of those boundaries that she made y'all set, that she cuffed y'all into setting, that I love you, girls, girl, I love you, girls, girl, girls, co. She did all that, and she didn't respect any of those boundaries, but y'all didn't let her go. PPG would have let her go. Liv, the English girl, the bombshell from last year, she would have got her the fuck out. She wouldn't have been like Iris soft ass standing behind her. She wouldn't have saved Huda. Y'all waited too long. And so now Huda's at this podium and she's eating y'all up. Sorry. She's dead ass wrong, but she's not. You get that? Depending on the timing, when you wait too motherfucking long, to set a bitch straight, it's late. It's too late now. It's too late. Now she can make it seem like y'all hating on her and her man who literally didn't give her no pancakes. Who literally gave her 1 pancake versus 2 pancakes for Shelly. Now it's, oh, but I have a connection now. I have a connection now. You waited too fucking long. Y'all all look dumb coming for Huda. And this is coming from somebody who's not a Huda stan. I could give a fuck about her. I think she's a very vile person. I think she needs extensive therapy. She weaponizes her tears. I think she's verbally abusive. I think all those things. But during this game, she ate y'all up. Sorry. Sorry. She played the game. She played you soft assholes. And now y'all want to be mad now. Now it's Olandra. Oh, well, you know, if you're such a girl's girl, why didn't you tell her about kissing Chris? Now Huda can, but that was for me. That was for me. Meanwhile, all they asses have shared things that they was not supposed to share about somebody else. All of them have been guilty of doing that. It's just too little too late. It's just too late. Sorry, it didn't eat. It didn't eat. I'm sorry. And I'm team Olandra. I'm team Shelly. I'm team most of the people in the villa. Yes, Huda has definitely hijacked everybody's experience. Yes, she's made the experience a living hell for all y'all, but y'all waited too motherfucking long. Sorry. Sorry, she was able to double down, and then you had her Chris doubling down behind her. Like they was giving Jocelyn and Stevie J energy from that one reunion for Love and Hip Hop where Jocelyn and Stevie J got up and started beating people up. That's the energy they were giving. Sorry. And I'm not even Team Huda, and I gotta tell you, she ate. It was sad to see. It was sad to see, child. Chris comes up. And he was asked if his intentions with Huda were genuine, and come to find out it was Sierra that asked that. And you know, he definitely said, you know, I am like I'm sorry, Chris. I feel like Chris was eating y'all up until a certain moment. But he was like, yeah, my connection with Huda's good. I don't, you know, he kind of gave the air like, I don't know why everybody's like worried about us. Because then you even had Sierra who had, okay, my bad, bro, my bad, shit. When she was like, you know, or are you just with her to stay in the villa, right? And here come Chris. I could give a fuck about being in this villa. I could be overseas right now, balling. Y'all think I give a fuck about being in this villa? I could be overseas balling. Why the fuck ain't you overseas balling, Chris? Go fucking dribble. I'm sorry. That did not eat. Go dribble. Why are you here? Shut up and dribble. You out here with us. I could be overseas balling. The same dude who ain't got no home in LA. Have any one of you pulled those overseas basketball contracts? This motherfucker think he's Shaquille. You are no Kobe Bryant, sir. You in the villa because you trying to become an influencer and you want some of them deals because that basketball contract ain't cutting it. Let's keep it 100, boo. Let's keep it. The fact that nobody was like, so why the fuck are you here? I don't see no real ballers in the villa. Notice that. Have you ever noticed that? These motherfuckers will come in the villa. Oh, I'm a pro this, I'm a pro that. Are you? What roster are you on? Let's check the rosters. Are you active? Are you? Somebody in the comments said it must be off season. You supposed to be training in the off season, not in no motherfucking villa. I could be overseas balling right now. I could give a fuck. Go dribble. The fuck you over here for? Get to dribbling, nigga. What are you doing here? Sovin chache la. Al pran basketball ou et puis al jouer. Go jouer. Go fucking jouer. Sovin chache la. Qui est-ce qui voit yo? Qui est-ce qui voit yo? Please. That shit was funny to me. Olandra up next. Before I get to Olandra, let me say this to y'all. I really want my sisters free from very tall men who play sports. I want y'all free from that. I really want y'all free from that. I really want y'all free from jersey chasing. I want y'all free from that. It don't always be what you think it is when it comes to these niggas' pockets. Because again, we heard this man tell Huda when he comes home for weeks at a time, he stays with family. That don't sound like somebody who balling to me. And some of y'all could say, oh, well, maybe he's saving money. Don't nobody want to come back in town and stay with family after being overseas and having to be on top of people for all that time. Don't nobody want to come and stay with family. You finna go and get you a little Airbnb, or you have a home. Ugon kai. You're gonna have a little Airbnb situation at an apartment or something if you balling. Please. Ain't no I'm staying with family. No. Anytime I've dated in my past previous life, y'all know I'm settled down now. I ain't married, but okay. Me and Big Daddy, you know, I'm settled now. But in my previous life, every baller I dated, even when they would go back home to their cities, they wasn't staying with family. No, they wasn't staying with family. Okay. Y'all be just so amazed by the height. These motherfuckers be tall for nothing. All they good for is reaching shit that you can't reach. Okay? That's it. That's it. Olandra gets up to the podium. Her first card. I know you think that me and Taylor are just a test, but it's more than that. It's more than physical, you know. And then you got Clark coming in. I wrote that because I just want you to understand this is not no test. It's more than that. We have a deeper connection. You know, when I first came in the village, wah 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 wah. Olandra hit her with congrats. Olandra ate with that. But side note, Olandria, I love you down. But I noticed what you did with your eyeliner in this episode. Girl. Taylor ain't wearing his cowboy hat no more. And now you doing the little cat eyeliner that Clark has been doing. Clark's makeup is tea. She's a beautiful girl. Makeup is tea. Hair is tea. I've seen some people say she got whack ass tape-ins. No, she don't. I would love to see you dusty assholes go to Fiji and your tape-ins look like that. In Fiji weather. Okay? We ain't got like the fact of what's going on between her and Taylor, but we're not gonna drag Clark. We're not gonna do that. I didn't like her laughing when Taylor picked Olandra. I didn't like that. I did clock that energy. However, we're not gonna sit here and drag Clark like that. Okay? Clark eats. Clark eats. But please go back and watch that episode and look at Olandra's eyeliner. I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. And Olandra's makeup eats all the time. It eats. I've seen the girls try to come for Olandra's makeup. No, it eats. It eats. I don't give a fuck how heavy the banana powder is. It fucking eats. I love it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Somebody said Clark is just awkward. I think that. I think so too. She just gives awkward black girl. Awkward black girl. I'm telling y'all. Somebody said, yup. Somebody said, I noticed the eyeliner too. Just go back and look it up. Go back and look up that eyeliner. Anyway. She then goes and says that, you know, she tells Clark, you know, thank you so much for, you know, sharing your card. I've screamed. She's like, thank you so much for signing your card. You know, I got a lot of respect for you for that. So shout out to you. I screamed like Olandria. I would hate to be in an argument with Olandria. Cause like Olandria is like, I wonder if she grew up like watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. She just gives that energy. Like the clapback be so subtle, yet it do. Like it's subtle, but it like she guns blazing, but she does it so softly. So softly. I love that about her. But she was like, yeah, I wasn't defining your journey as a test. You know, I apologize if that's how it came out. And I'm happy that she apologized to Clark, but you literally did call her a test. You did call her a test. Anyway, that was that. She's like, anybody else? And that was that. Taylor's up now. Taylor's up. Taylor has a stack of cards. First question was, how did his connection with Olandra change so quickly? And he says, you know, Clark came in the villa and she gave me a different feeling. She gave me a kitty feeling. And Olandra hit them with the, how old are you? Hey! Taylor said, Clark gave me a different feeling. She made me feel like a kid. And Olandra said, how old are you? How old are you? 25? I can't feel like a kid? What do y'all think about that? I've been saying that Taylor and Clark's connection seems very elementary. It just seems like that. Like they kind of have the same conversation over and over again. It might be edited. It might be edited, but they have the same conversation over and over again. Um, so I don't know. I feel like Olandria ate that. Some people think it was harsh. I don't know. I feel like after all this time, Olandria was owed a moment to crash out. And that was her moment. I just hate that it was for Taylor. I just hate that it was for Taylor. But anyway, he's like, damn, I can't feel like no kid. And so, you know, she goes on and she talks about the fact that, like, you know, talking about feelings, you didn't care about my feelings. You've been sparing her feelings the entire time. You've been telling me that you were going to spend time with me. Oh, Clark, I don't know if you know, but he told me that he was going to spend time with me. And Clark said, he told me that. That for me, that's where Olandra was eating, but then now it's going downhill now. Because Olandra thought she was going to tell Clark some news. You didn't. Unlike Taylor with you, Taylor has been very, very honest with Clark. Been very honest with Clark. Okay. Then she pipes up. She piped up and she said, yo, if it wasn't for me, Taylor wouldn't even be in this motherfucking house. I've done everything. I've tried. I've given myself to this connection. Like, I've asked you, what do you want from me? What more can I do? What more can I do? And you've never been upright. You've never been forthright with me. You've never been forthcoming with me. I've made your experience very comfortable. I've looked out for you. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be in this motherfucking house. And this girl comes in for 3 days, she gives you some attention, and now you want to go? And I feel like she was owed that moment. She said, like, I've been hiding how angry I've been. I've been hiding how angry I've been. And I understood her. Like, I feel like all her feelings were valid. All her feelings were valid. But then you have Taylor who eats her up. And says, I was moving for me. You thought I was moving for you? Nah, this is my experience. I was moving for me. Ate your ass the fuck up. Ate your ass the fuck up. And I'm going to tell you something else. I've seen people say Taylor stood on business. Taylor didn't stand on shit. Let me just start there. Let me say that. Taylor didn't stand on shit. And I'm going to tell you why. It shouldn't take 20 people bullying you into finally telling the truth. And even in that moment, Taylor never really told the full truth. The full truth is you used Olandria to stay in the villa. The full truth is you never liked her and you weren't honest with her. Also, going back to Ace telling Austin, you 6'5" and you can't stand on business. Why didn't you demand the same thing from Taylor? Nick, Ace, this is your bestie. Why didn't y'all ever tell this man, can you please tell Olandra the truth so she could move on? Can you please, at least Nick told Olandra, hey, when we go back to this villa, just so you know, well, before they learned that they were going back to the villa, but Nick told her, hey, Taylor has a very strong connection with this Clark girl. A very strong connection. A very strong connection. At least Nick told her, right? But I'm like, damn, Ace, you Ace of Columbus, you bucking up at Austin. Why you didn't ever tell Taylor? Do y'all remember that one episode when Olandra was in the kitchen, waking up this morning with a smile on her face, and she was in the kitchen making Taylor grits? And then he turned to Ace and told Ace word for word, bar for bar, there is no physical attraction there. I'm not physically attracted to that girl. Why? Ace called him a dumbass. He said, you're a dumbass. But why y'all ain't ever tell Taylor, just tell her you don't like her? TJ did it. Huda went from TJ. Huda started seducing TJ, doing all the things. And TJ was like, I'm not interested. Andrina goes over to Pepecito. Pepecito, you just my time. Habla español. And Pepe was like, I'm not interested. All these other men in this villa have actually stood on business. When they did not like someone, they told them. Ace, as horrible as he was to Amaya, he told her the truth. I'm not feeling you. You thought I was feeling you? I'm not feeling you. Taylor never did that. So I'm sorry. He didn't stand on no fucking business. He was bullied into telling her the truth. And the sad part about it for me is I don't know who wrote the card that said, please make your pick. Make your choice now. And he said, you want me to make a choice? You want me to make a choice? I choose Clark. I will never forgive Olandra for letting this man even think. Like the way y'all, like Taylor has never had a situation like this out the villa, y'all. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. I will never forgive Olandra for letting this man have a leg up on her like that, for that man to eat her up. Like, I choose Clark. I mean, it was a mic drop moment. It was a fucking mic drop moment. You ate, Taylor. I still want you gone. You can eat all the way to gate 28. Back to the farm, bitch. You can go. But also, Olandra, you can go too. And that's coming from, I love Olandria. But Olandra, even as you sat there, I've been dumped left and right. I've been dumped left and right. If it wasn't for me, Taylor wouldn't be in this villa. If it wasn't for you, Jalen would still be here. Hey, if it wasn't for you, Jalen would still be here. The guy who actually liked you would still be here. The guy who you said was getting too physical with you, but now you're obsessed over Taylor and Clark having a physical connection. You could have had that too, sister. You could have had that. You could have had that. You could have had that. I saw the massage date. Jalen was very respectful to you. He asked you permission. Can I please have a kiss? You didn't like that. But now you kissing Mr. Thailand. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I have to be honest. And then can we also have we always have honest conversations over here. I feel like sometimes I'm a little too honest with y'all because y'all be coming back dragging me for shit I share. But can we have an honest conversation like we always do during Black Women's, it's my birthday month, Black Women's Month? What the fuck does Olandra see in Taylor? Olandra, as she was sitting there, she named all these things that she's done for Taylor. And she was correct. She was correct. I can't. She was correct. I have no notes. I have no notes. She was correct. If it had not been for Olandra, Taylor would not be here. But what the fuck has Taylor ever done for Olandra? Outside of basically breadcrumbing her when Jalen was in the villa and he saw he was losing his connection. He got his cowboy hat on, put his cowboy hat back on. As soon as Jalen left, Taylor's cowboy hat was gone. Gone like in sync. The way Jalen easily morphed himself into what he knew Olandra liked without really giving Olandra anything tangible, anything securable. And she took it. What did he do for you in this experience? This man has put you on the chopping block over and over again. 5-minute conversation with Sierra. He stood up for her. This is literally, let me play this.
We do have a good connection.
Mm-hmm. Is this the conversation? Let me play this.
And even though you have someone else right now, I still want to continue to nurture.
Shaking like a stripper.
I wanted to play back this conversation because for me, this is Olandra coming back into the villa after Casa. And we finally see Olandra break down in tears. Mind you, she wouldn't even cry in Casa. It took so much for her to break down later on because Shelly was crying like Olandra was going off to the crossroads. And that she should. They have a bond. But, ooh, somebody just said it. Ooh, I think you're basically alluding to she saw him as a project. Maybe so. She's the eldest daughter. I'm so happy I freed myself from that. I think when I was first coming into dating, that was me. And then quickly, yeah, no. I got to put me first, Lucius. But I want y'all to hear this.
I really like you. And I really value you and our connection. And even though you have someone else right now, I still want to continue to nurture it.
She's literally crying. Who's calling Taylor ugly? Taylor's not ugly. Taylor's a very handsome boy. Very handsome guy. He's not ugly. He's just awkward too, which is why him and Clark fit. But she's crying and he never hugs her.
So if you're really gone, there's
nothing left to say. Now they brought the Love Is Blind song.
Because, yeah.
She's crying.
It is right now, but I don't know.
I'm still going to be scoring you too, and no.
Yeah.
And her.
I'm still going to be scoring you too. Never did. Doesn't even give her like a hug. Doesn't give her a shoulder to cry on and say, I'm sorry that you feel like this. I don't mean to make you cry. That's not my intention to make you cry, Olandra. I'm sorry. This is just the experience. He didn't give a flying fuck. And you kept pursuing this man. You went and pulled him for a dance during the challenge. Talking about, I want to fuck his head up. Why? Why? Even with her back in the villa and him with Clark, the way like he would be up under Clark 24/7 and never up under you, never gave you a like it was again. I just feel like I'm on Olandra's side. I feel like it was a long time coming for her to break. Like this is over a month of her in this villa and her holding things together, holding things down and not reacting, you know. And there was even a moment when she was talking to Huda, and Huda was like, oh my God, you're handling this with such grace. And she's like, you know, I could crash out like you, but that's not my MO. That's not how I do. That's not how I do things. She's done a good job of composing herself. And so I get like, she was owed like this moment, but I just hate the fact that you gave this man such a big leg up on you. This man did nothing to deserve that. Nothing to deserve that. It just was nasty. It was nasty. So anyway, he had his mic drop moment, child. And he said, I'm picking Clark. You and Clark head on down to Fiji Airport. Don't want to see y'all no more. You can go. Austin can fucking go. Drop in the comments and let me know who can go, child. Child, I was supposed to be at this dinner at 7:30, child. Fucking 30. It is 7:27. I really want to do some calls, but y'all, I'm actually, for the rest of this season, I'm going to just do live. So let me know if y'all like that, and I definitely want to get calls in and we can talk to each other about it. But those are just a couple of my thoughts, child. I know I thought I was gonna be on here for an hour, but we've been in here an hour and 46 minutes. Obviously, I run my mouth too damn much. It is 4,900 of y'all in here. Thank you so much for listening to me yap about Love Island. Make sure that you like this video. Please like this video. Leave me a comment, share it. But I will leave with this. I think that even though I didn't like Taylor's response, I think that he was correct when he said, you thought I was going to move for you. I'm moving for me. And I hope that she heard those words and that becomes how she moves. Olandra, you need to move like that. Even as a big sister, I'm the eldest of 4. When I tell you, and my days of giving certain things just so, you know, I can get a certain relationship with siblings, those days are fucking gone. Those days are fucking gone. And I think a lot of eldest daughters carry that into relationships. Let me mother the situation. Let me do A, B, and C and this for you and that for you so that you can love me like I love you. And it's like, no. Let that person show up how they truly show up. You want something real. You don't want something that you have to manipulate. You don't want something that you have to curate. You don't want something that you have to force. Olandra was forcing this Taylor thing to happen. That's not what you deserve. That's not what you deserve. Take it from another eldest daughter. Them days of, oh, let me do this. Fuck y'all. Dead ass. That's where I'm at. Fuck that. Just because I'm the eldest, just because I've always been the one who has it, just because I'm always, no, those days are fucking over. And I don't carry that into my relationship. And even in my relationship, I've had to learn to kind of shed a lot of things. I remember the first time my man met my mom, he was like, you know, Jessica, at first, it was hard to do things for her. She wouldn't let me do nothing for her, but she's doing so much better now. I was sitting there like, what the fuck is this my credit card report? What is going on? Not a credit card meeting. He was like, Jessica does so much better now. Now she lets me do stuff for her now. She's doing better. Yeah. You're the princess, Olandra. You're the princess. You shouldn't force anything when it comes to a man loving you. Drop that in the comments. Let me know y'all's thoughts. I'm going to go ahead and save this. And let me rush to this fucking dinner. Lord. And I will see y'all in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other.
BBS, I just turn away.